Aaron, Metal Theologian. It's been a while, hasn't it? Well, whatever. First of all, before I forget here, first we gotta adjust the music, right? No matter what else I say, like, that's first. I mean, that's always first, right? What's the first thing you do when you start cooking? You put on a record. What's the first thing you do when you're gonna play some video games? Put on a record. What's the first thing you do when you're gonna read a book for a while? You put on a record. Actually, it's funny, my wife, like, when she's, like, doing something she has to concentrate on, she likes to listen to something she, like, totally knows inside out. Like, I don't know how many times, when she was in grad school, I don't know how many times she played New York by Lou Reed, like, 100, you know? But, yeah, but I'm, like, the opposite. Like, if I'm actually doing something I have to think, if I know something really well, I'll kind of start grooving along with it and, like, get distracted. But if it's something I don't know very well, and I'm just sort of picking up, until I get to that point with it anyway, that's what I end up going for. So, alright, anyway, this is the important thing. So this is for Mr. Chromium Dioxide, to whom you should all be subscribed, because the channel's fucking fantastic. It's the best news channel I've seen, maybe ever. So, without comment. Alright, so we're listening to a record that got a lot of hype from the Rockadrome folks, actually. It's impeccable. And it's kind of early as metal goes. Yeah, like recorded in August of '79, but the real giveaway is that little guy right there. You see that Disco Sucks guy? Yeah. By the time I was really, like, starting to get into music seriously, disco still sucked, but, like, people weren't talking about it so much anymore, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know what I'm going to talk about in this video, though, is cosmic music, because I kind of went on a little kick, kind of out of nowhere, in fact. And the shit's a fucking mess here, so. Yeah, I just started wanting to listen to shit like this, actually. All the time, fucking. It's the first Cosmic Jokers album. Now, Cosmic Jokers made 5 albums, as you probably know. Or 5 albums were made, perhaps, given that they weren't actually involved in the records seeing the light of day. By the way, these pictures are awesome, but my favorite one has always been this dude with his fucking literal tinfoil hat. Yeah. Harald Grosskopf. I don't know what his fucking deal was, man, but whatever it is, it's awesome, and I approve. So anyway, yeah, shit like the Cosmic Jokers. So this is a Klimt. I don't have originals of any of this stuff. I used to. Actually, 1 or 2 here might be, but yeah, I used to have a couple. I used to have an original of this, actually, but you know, sands of time and all. Yeah, here's another one that's cool to show, actually. I just busted this out. I forgot I had this until I was looking for more shit. This is actually a comp called Kosmische Musik. And this is on Or, recommended by Sounds magazine. But yeah, there's the Or logo. And this thing is actually kind of a big to-do. I mean, like, I'm not going to try and show all this, because I want to be a little more gentle, but like there's like these pages in here, like this extra booklet, like all about these bands and shit, and like has like little poems and shit, like Thoughts by Hartmut Enke. Nothing exists without our thoughts. I am a thought of yours, you are a thought of mine. I live in my music, my vibration, my mantra, and so on, you know, just like fucking corny ass shit. So, yeah, man, 2 thumbs up. This is really good. It's definitely kind of far out into cosmic realms, but, you know, meaning a lot of it's kind of drony and shit. But there are a couple things on here that never appeared elsewhere. Like there's a Klaus Schulze tune called Land, which is on LP for the first time. And what else is on here? A lot of like, oh, there's another Klaus Schulze one. No, that's from Early. Sorry. Oh, the Asherah Temple, Thoughts. The one I was just reading the wonderful lyrics from. So there you go. I don't even know if it has lyrics. I didn't make it to site 4 when I was listening to this. But I will later, because I'm not done with this shit yet. Anyway, it's a fucking great record. And yeah, if you dig that early ore stuff, there's a lot to like, man. Yeah, so here's another Cosmic Jokers, man. This is probably my favorite one, actually, Planet and Sit-In. The two, I have three. I have these in a Galactic Supermarket. I actually used to have the other two. I used to have all five on CD. So, yeah, like the Gilly Letman stuff, especially Gillis Zeitschrift, is just kind of too corny, man, where she's like, you know, Tim bleibt mit uns, like all this corny ass shit. She's like, you know, Kosmische. It's just kind of annoying, you know. I mean, it's kind of funny. You know, I don't hate it. If I saw those records around, in fact, I'd probably grab them. But, yeah, Sci-Fi Party and Gillis Zeitschrift are a lot weaker than the other ones. This one's probably my favorite, though. Again, there's, like, some shit in here, like, repurposed from the Walter Weckmuller album. And all sorts of shit, like, rip-off stuff, man. But it's good stuff. If you know about the Cosmic Jokers, I could talk about them some more. Well, fuck it. Basically, these guys, like, were in, I don't know, Berlin or wherever the hell they were, like, the guys from Asherah Temple, and, I don't even know if Klaus Schulze counted at that time, but, like, a couple of guys from Wallenstein and Witthöser and Westrock, and they, like, went and did a bunch of acid and, like, recorded a bunch of shit, and the fucking producer, Rolf Ulrich Kaiser, he just, like, went and, like, released a bunch of records as the Cosmic Jokers. And supposedly, one of the guys, like, knew that this happened when he, like, went into a record store one day and heard the shit playing and went, hey, wait, that's me. So, yeah, legendary ripoff. Really kind of an amazing story. But, a pretty shitty thing to do. So what else do we have? Yeah, here's another one of the cosmic ones. Yeah, 7 Up. This is probably the weakest Asherah Temple album, actually, because even though this is kind of, you know, the one with Timothy Leary, so it's like the big thing, it's just a little bit more sort of bluesy and kind of ordinary, where the other shit tends to be a lot more sort of distinctive, you know? So it's still a really cool record, don't get me wrong. A little bit of nudity on the cover right there, too. Look at that, hang on. Look at that. Son of a bitch, man. That fucking masher, Timothy Leary. Actually, masher isn't the right word, but it's a good word, so fuck it. Yeah. Yeah, this is good. It's not great. In a way, the most interesting thing is that on side 2, I forgot what it was, but they basically use the same chord progression as side 2 of Schwingungen. Yeah, Time it's called on here. And it's reworked so completely that you can listen to it and still sort of recognize it as the same tune, but it doesn't sound like the same tune, if that makes sense. So it's pretty interesting. I like this one more. But honestly, this one doesn't rip my face off either. Like, you know, it's good for my current mood. This is a Spalix reissue, by the way, too. So one of these cheaper ones. They did all these CDs, but like, this one really suffers from the fact that it came out in 1997. So it has this little thing on here. Yeah, there it is. Including an 8-page booklet. So you ready for this? You ready for the fucking 8-page booklet? It's a fucking booklet if you bought it on CD. Yeah, it even like talks about the CD shit in there. It's like literally the exact same booklet as you get with the CD. So, you know, that's what you get for that big like gatefold that came out in the original. But what the hell? You know, someone did a nicer reissue of this. There's no way I'm going to spend the money for an original of this. I just am not that big a fan. Someone did a nicer reissue, and I kind of snoozed on it a few years ago. I don't know, maybe that was dumb, but I don't really give a shit. This one's fine for my purposes. We got a copy of Schwingungen sitting here too, but I might have put it away. Yeah, whatever. If I come across it, I come across it. This is actually a favorite of mine, man. This one right here. It's another Kosmische Musik one, or is it Cosmic Couriers? Yeah, The Sound of the Cosmic Couriers. This is Cyborg by Klaus Schulze. And a lot of it's electronic. And a lot of it is like real strings. Like, I don't know, you know. I don't think it's sampled, actually. I think he had like a real, like, if not an orchestra, then at least like a string section or something. So, what does it say? It just says Cosmic Orchestra, but it's 12 cellos, 3 basses, 30 violins, and 4 flutes. So Klaus Schulze is organ, synthesizer, singing, and percussion. And I don't recall hearing any singing on this thing. So, and I've listened to this a lot of times, so it must be buried in there somewhere. But, you know, this is a fucking cool record. Very droney. You know, if you don't dig this whole sort of like cosmic, like let's sort of sit back and like be on acid kind of music, and this probably might not be your sort of thing, but I've always liked this sort of thing. I've actually never done acid, not even once, believe it or not, right? So, yeah, this is another one. I used to have all these on CD, man. I ended up after I got rid of all my CDs like 20 years ago. I went and found records. I actually kept the CD of this one because it was so good and it had a tarot deck. But I settled for the French version of this one because the original box is like really insane money if you can even find it. So yeah, so originally this is like this fucking like big thing. It's the same guys, right? Those are basically the Cosmic Jokers there. So yeah, it's basically Asherah Temple and related. Walter Vestrup and a couple guys from Wallenstein. So this is basically one of the there's a song for each one of the major arcana in the tarot, which is kind of a ridiculous fucking concept, but it is a concept album, and it's recorded in Galaxy Sound. Check out this lame ass gatefold. This goes to show how they threw gatefolds around in the 70s, man. Look at that. I mean, it's kind of cool in a way, but there's really nothing to it, you know? Well, I just realized the spine of this is a lot more fucked up than I realized. Well, whatever. It's a little bit of a bummer, but you know something? I pull these records out so infrequently. I'm not going to exactly have a heart attack. Oh, this one's really funny, though. This is a great record. This one's cool because, like, it has all the spacey shit, but then it has this dude talking, right? And Walter Wegener is, like, he's Swiss. So he has a really funny German accent. If you know it, like, if you understand what he's saying, like, it just sounds really funny if you're German. Maybe if you're Swiss, it doesn't sound funny, but, yeah. This is another great one, actually, which I put over here because I almost, like, missed it. But Agitation Free. They don't get as much love as some of these other bands, and this record was, for a long time, the hardest one to find, because it didn't really get a good reissue, and then actually the band themselves, like, did some on this Made in Germany label. They did a really shitty job, but Wawa did a much better job, and that's what I have right here. The first two came out on, what was the name of that fucking label? Oh, I'm spacing, man. And it was like one of my favorite, Amber Soundroom. They did a whole bunch of great shit, man. Like, if you were buying up those Amber Soundroom records that when they were coming out, you're probably pretty happy now, because those are all, like, badass rarities, and the reissues have gotten hard to find now. But anyway, they did a really nice job with the first two, Malesh and Second, but they didn't do this one, which is Last, so it's called Last. I mean, it was the last album, too, but I think they were technically already split up when this came out, but I don't know, who the fuck knows. Really cool sort of spacey cosmic shit, and very listenable, these guys, Agitation Free. These records are a little bit more like the early Tangerine Dream records, I would say, as far as just being, I don't know, a little less droning and a little bit more sort of variety as far as what's going on, if that makes sense. I don't know, this shit's kind of hard to talk about, but the covers are great, so what the fuck, I'll just show them off anyway. Yeah, this isn't, Cosmic, but this is on Ore, so I pulled this one out. This is actually one of my favorite, like, 70s hard rock records. Operation by Birth Control. This record is so awesome, and the cover is so amazing, too. I haven't shown this in a long time, so fuck it, I'll show it again, man. Look at that cover. Look at that. Like, what the fuck is that even, other than awesomeness? There's a cool ore label, by the way. Let me show this. Open your ear. Yeah, this one though, if you like 70s hard rock, you really need to hear Birth Control. You don't necessarily need to hear the Cosmic Jokers if you like that shit. That's like if you like, I don't know, man. If the Dead don't sound stoned enough for you, then like you should check out the Cosmic Jokers and related shit. Asherah Temple, you know? Oh, here's Shmingo then. There you go. Yes, this one doesn't have the gatefold or anything either. It's a kind of a shitty Spalex comp, but you know something, man? I got it on record without spending hundreds of dollars, so that's the way it is. This is actually my favorite Asherah Temple. I just find this to be the most listenable. It's the most sort of tuneful. The singer on it is kind of infamous for being shitty, but he's kind of perfect too. Because in a way, it's all kind of shitty, you know, in that it's just guys jamming, you know? It's just shitty in a way that's kind of awesome. Yeah, here's another one. This is a Mythos, actually. Dedicated to Werner von Braun. Yeah, Dreamlab. This is a lot more cosmic, this one, than the first Mythos record. The first came out on Ore, and it was a lot more like sort of a prog rock record, although in the style of like the early German like hard prog shit, and a very cool record. This one is, I don't know, it's probably less good a record, but it was more along the lines of what I was in the mood for, because it's more sort of spacey and cosmic and kind of jammy and all that shit, so less wordy. But there are a lot of words on this one too. Just not as much as the other one. Alright, all my shit's falling all over the place here. Yeah, I think someone asked me about this shit not too long ago, by the way. So let's see what else we've got here. Yeah, alright, this is another one. This is actually kind of an old reissue on Think Progressive. But this is the Lord Krishna von Goloka record by Sergius Golovin. I don't know who the fuck that guy is. He was like some weird guy. He was like fucking Walter Weckmuller, for that matter, like Timothy Leary. Just like some guy who they fucking met, who like did a bunch of acid and like talked a lot of shit. And yeah, it's pretty much the same guys on this record. Not all the same. It's a couple different ones. This one's a little bit less Asherah Temple heavy and a little more Wallenstein heavy. But yeah, this was the second Cosmic Couriers record, and the first one was the Asherah Temple one, and the third one was the Walter Weckmuller one. And then after that, they just kind of went off the rails with all the Cosmic Jokers and the Popol Vuh records that started getting called Cosmic, and the guy was kind of just churning shit out. I mean, some of it kind of fit, but some kind of didn't, so. Yeah, I'll put that one on for a minute, though. No, actually, I'm going to put, well. Oh, I don't know, man. I'm going to put the Impeccable record away. Which one do I want to put on? Let's put on this one, man. Let's put on Tarot for a minute. I'm going to skip the first track, though, on this is like this kind of annoying thing where they like introduce the band. It's like the first time you listen to it, it's kind of funny. Especially because the English isn't great, and because it's in English, and the whole rest of the record's in German. Well, you know, so now that I'm making it sound great, so I'm just going to fucking run it. It's really weird, though, because there's like this weird intro, and then it goes right into the first one, which is... Actually, I don't know the names of the things in English. So, The Fool. There, it says it for me conveniently. Like, as one track, though. It's like there's this introduction, and then these, like, other, like, talk that's completely irrelevant. It's just kind of weird, and... I don't know, man. It's kind of awesome, really.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure for me to present you the fantastic super greatest structure you ever heard.
Oh, there you go. Like, his English isn't quite perfect either, which only makes it better, you know?
Clap your hands, stamp
Yeah. By the way, in case you didn't know, Klaus Schulze, I've kind of been on the fence as to whether it's considered a mash rock sample or not. Because he played drums on this record and on Join In as well. So he's a little less known for that because of all the soundtracks he's done and all the electronic shit and all the other. I mean, that's really where he made his reputation, kind of built his career. So. But yeah, but he's not a bad drummer at all. He played on the first Tangerine Dream album too, in case I didn't say that. In fact, that first record is kind of a supergroup record, that first Tangerine Dream. So, like it's him and Konrad Schnitzler and then Edgar Frizz, the main guy, so. Alright, Galactic Supermarket. It's more Cosmic Jokers. I think the Cell Division shit's hilarious. Yeah, again, just like some real long jams. Yeah, what's another one? There's another one here that I pulled up. Oh, yeah. So this isn't the same thing, but this kind of hit the same vibe. This is actually completely different. But this is a Grown Man Record Night special. Because it was Mr. Bananas who turned me on to this. This is Boards of Canada, man. We've been watching them for a while. When some of these records got reissued, there was a lot of hype around Grown Man Record Night. So this sort of complemented it, man. It's like a late 90s, kind of similar idea. Fewer real instruments on this, a lot more sort of electronics and that, but really cool, man. I like this Boards of Canada shit a lot. This is the only one I own, but this is great. Yeah, you know, something that's most of the Cosmic shit. So I mean, there are a few other things here. Speaking of shit that Bananas turned me on to, I give this a chance too. This Blood Incantation record, and this is really good, man. Like, at its heart, this is a death metal record, but it's just it's so like spacey and like weird on top of it that it doesn't really feel like death metal the same way that like every other death metal record I have sounds like or feels like. So yeah, Hidden History of the Human Race. This is worth a listen, man. Even if you just listen to it online, it's an interesting one. You know, I don't talk about new shit very often, but this record's only a year or two old, if that. What does it say? Well, 2018-ish, it looks like. Okay. Anyway. What else? Fucking this classic right here, right? After the Birth Control, I like me to sort of take it that next step and bust out the Deep Purple. This is one of my very favorite Deep Purple records, too. But I suppose it's one of everybody's because it's classic lineup. You know, right in the middle there between In Rock and Machine Head. What are you going to do, get mad about it? Yeah. I think that's probably about all I'm going to show today. You know, I'm going to show one more just because I want to tip the hat to Stavros. Because those of you, there are probably a lot of people watching this who remember Stavros, Spitting Greek. He hasn't made a video in quite a while, but, you know, he turns up from time to time. He's still kind of in the loop. And he actually sent me this recently. And I appreciate it a hell of a lot. By the way, if you're watching this far into the video, you probably know Stavros. I figure. That's kind of the reasoning here. So yeah, this Marion Brown record is awesome. I have been in jazz mode, but this really didn't go too badly with the sort of you know, this kind of shit. This kind of noisy, like, you know. So, yeah, he included a little note saying this one was a little bit too free for him, but, yeah, it's great, man. Just the sax, bass, and drums, and I'm kind of a sucker for that lineup, so. Love the Sonny Rollins albums that don't have piano, too. Oh, and if someone offers you this, it's a private pressing. I've seen it on lists for a lot of money. I didn't pay a lot of money for this. But don't spend it, because this record's really kind of a turd. Like, that cover looks so good. Look at that hype. What do they say? Rare metal. It's from Texas. So you think it's going to be good? Yeah, Pasadena, Texas, man. So you think it's going to be great? It's, given all the good shit Texas produced, but this is really kind of crappy. Like, it's about as good as they look. Well, that's not true, because they look awesome. But it sounds about as good as these guys' band would sound, if you know what I'm saying. You know? Only not really awesome. So yeah, Rock Brigade. Terrible name, man. Yeah, I'd give it a rest. I don't know, man. Sometimes I wonder if I showed too many records in these videos. I'm not even going to go back. One last one, another heavy one that I was really pleasantly surprised by. I had sort of seen this one around, but I hadn't actually bit. This Oz Kanaz one, another terrible name. This record is really good though, man. It's just like a hard rock record. It's 75. It has like everything you want from that era. In that, it doesn't sound like the early 70s stuff anymore, but it doesn't sound completely committed to the second half of the 70s hard rock, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't sound like Aerosmith or anything like that, you know? It doesn't sound like Sorcery, maybe is a better touch point. But, yeah, it's just rocking and it kind of does its own thing. So before I let y'all go, I'm going to bump this ahead to my favorite song on this record, because it's great. I don't remember where it is, because I'm... Just because, man. That's the wrong one. Fuck. Alright, here we go. Just leaving you with this riff. That's great, isn't it? So it kind of talks over it. This is the heaviest riff on the whole record, just so you know, before I go out and, like, you know, go hunting. Where did I put that fucking record? Yeah, here it is. Before you go out and, like, try overly hard to grab one of these, this is the heaviest song on here, so. Yeah, it looks like it's got some water damage. I haven't had this that long, actually. I sold some shit to get this. This is like a real grail, so maybe I should have been a little more choosy, but fuck it. You know something, man? Life is too short. What am I going to do? Get upset? And on that note, a note that involves not getting upset. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.